What's up, you guys? Welcome to this week's One Piece chapter review, and in this week's video, we're going to be talking about One Piece chapter 878. Now, although the previous chapter ended with Pedro blowing himself up to take down Sparrow and give the Straws an opportunity to escape, we can be pretty confident in the chapters to come that both characters are alive. For example, Pell took on the full brunt of a bomb that was going to level all of Alabasta, seemingly died, and survived. Or how Zoro absorbed all of Luffy's pain even though Bartholomew Kuma said that he was going to die if he did so. We see later on in this chapter that Sparrow did survive the blast and that the candy armor couldn't fully protect him from the explosion, and he has seemingly lost an arm. Now, in my opinion, Sparrow is gonna wish he didn't survive that blast, because we have to remember he told Big Mom that the Straw Hat crew has that cake, and that if she goes after them, she's gonna get the cake. And we have to remember Big Mom said that she was going to kill Sparrow personally if that turned out not to be true. Now, she doesn't know that they're going to make the cake. Sparrow doesn't know that they're going to make the cake. And they have just escaped to the next island. Now, that doesn't really put him in a good predicament, no matter how high his bounty is, and no matter how versatile his dirt fruit is. The dude is critically injured, and Big Mom is currently enraged and hungry. Now, also, we see a flashback from Pedro's of when he was a child, how he wanted to join Roger's crew, and Roger told him everybody has their own time to shine. And it's just interesting because he goes on to tell Carrot the same thing. But what makes this the most interesting scene is that we hardly ever get tidbits of Roger or flashbacks of him and see how he interacts with other characters and what his personality is like. And I wish we would see a lot more of that, because we only hear what the show shows us as far as his execution, some of his accomplishments, his status as Pirate King, the mystery of One Piece. Roger's just this character who's like this mystery, this enigma, who we need to know more of, but we just don't get enough of. We've seen all of Big Mom's flashback as a child. We've seen pretty good bits and pieces of Shanks' childhood, and we've seen some bits and pieces of Whitebeard's past, but we don't see enough of Rogers. And I really like to see what happened to Kaido in his past, and how he's lost all these fights, and how he's been captured and executed and survived. I just wish we'd see, well, I don't wish, I just can't wait to get to see how Kaido's flashbacks are going to be. But going back to this, we also have Luffy, who took Dogtooth to the Mirror World to face him. Now, I want that fight to end a stalemate, because if he beats Dogtooth, I will feel that Luffy is progressing too far or too quickly power-wise. Now, mind you, it took a struggle. It took an extreme struggle to beat Doflamingo. It really did. It took all the Dressrosa citizens and Luffy to go Gear 4 twice and use one of his strongest moves in Gear 4 to officially put Doflamingo down. Now, when Luffy was fighting Cracker, it was a struggle still, and it was a long fight. And Cracker was going to win if it wasn't for Nami making it rain, softening the biscuits, allowing Luffy to eat them, and if it wasn't for Cracker growing impatient and just directly attacking Luffy, allowing Luffy to counterattack and take out Cracker. Now, Luffy would have never won that fight on his own. Now, we're talking about Dogtooth, and in my opinion, Dogtooth is the strongest Sweet Commander. We haven't seen what Smoothie can do, and I wish we did, but Dogtooth is, in my opinion, the strongest Sweet Commander, and he has the insane amount of hockey that allows him to see into the future minutes, multiple steps ahead of time. So this isn't just, one move or two moves. This is several moves ahead. Now, if Luffy beats Dogtooth, I feel that is going to be too much progression, but I would be happy with a stalemate. I probably wouldn't be happy if he got beat by Dogtooth. I would understand, but I would feel that Luffy needs a stalemate. He needs a stalemate. He's been getting beaten too far pre-time skip, and he's been struggling a lot in the early post-time skip. Now, him beating Cracker, understandable. Him beating Doflamingo, understandable. Him beating Dogtooth, no. If he can take down the strongest of Yonko's first mates, we're not there yet. I want him to be fighting people near that level or on that caliber, but not quite there. we're not quite there yet with Luffy. And I think we need to tread carefully with these fights that he's having with the Yonko and their first mates or some of their crewmates. If this was anyone else, I would like to see Luffy win. I would. But this is a first mate of a Yonko, and one of the strongest ones at that. So, tread very carefully. This is in this chapter. What else? I really do think Big Mom is going to kill Sparrow before the end of this whole arc is over. And as far as Luffy versus Dogtooth, that's going to be an interesting match, because we've seen in chapters before how people have commented how Dogtooth's Logia Devil Fruit has shown some type of elastic properties just like Luffy's Devil Fruit. And you have to admit that with Dogtooth, he is definitely one of the stronger ones. And with some of his attacks, he's actually managed to hurt Luffy. But I would like to see how he can handle Luffy in Gear 4, because Luffy has shown himself to be pretty capable against Dogtooth. But we haven't seen Dogtooth actually full-on engage Luffy in combat to eliminate Luffy. Dogtooth, so far, has been trying to just simply snare and capture, but not full-on take you out. So, I can't wait to see the next chapter. What do you guys think of this chapter? Like, comment, share, subscribe. Bye.